Police may have a new lead in the search for a missing mother of two.
And a statue in Winston-Salem leads to controversy. I'm Emmy Shalua.
And I'm Abigail Brown. Those stories and more coming up on Carolina News Today. Pembroke Town Council this week approved a construction permit for more student housing. The developers are a company called McKim & Creed. They will build 192 apartments near the intersection of Prospect and Corinth Roads. It's across from the UNCP soccer complex. Most will be two-bedroom units. A second phase of the construction will be retail space in the back. No word yet on when they'll break ground. Pembroke and two other towns in Robeson County have been chosen for a Department of Commerce initiative. It's called Downtown Strong and is aimed at revitalization of rural communities. Town officials will receive training and opportunities for networking, and the downtown areas will be assessed for strengths and weaknesses. The program will help towns plan to recruit businesses and spur investment. St. Paul's and Parkton were also selected.
A possible lead in the case of a North Carolina woman who has been missing since Friday. Unfortunately, decomposing remains were found in the Tarboro area.
Anything to say about Diana's disappearance?
Walking into the Nash County Sheriff's Office, Lynn Keel. He's the husband of the woman missing in Nash County, Diana Alejandra Keel. Nash County Sheriff Keith Stone is calling him a person of interest in the case. Investigators, search and rescue teams, and a dive team searched for this missing mother of two Tuesday. Then a DOT employee discovered a body here in the woods off Pokes Hope Road in Edgecombe County.
There is definitely foul play afoot.
Stone says Lynn Keel has been cooperative. Deputies informed him Monday afternoon a body had been discovered.
His reaction? Surprised.
Diana Alejandro's family lives in Columbia. They tell us that's where she met her husband Lynn. Then they moved to North Carolina 7 years ago. Her brother Mauricio is anxiously awaiting updates.
My sister would not leave her kids alone. She's joyful, she is caring, she is a great mother. She's the best sister ever. She's like a guardian angel.
Your plans are higher than ours.
Keel's church family calling on guardian angels of their own. They gathered here at Christian Fellowship Church Tuesday evening for a prayer vigil.
Her strength, her love.
Lynn and Diana Keel attend here with Lynn's parents, their friends here tonight, emotional, tearful, and make a promise to look after Keel's children.
Diana just had a great smile, and she loved her kids. She loved her children. And please lift up these children, please lift up this entire family, lift up this community, and just know that our church is going to do everything we can to bring comfort in this time.
A Confederate monument no longer stands in downtown Winston-Salem. The 30-foot statue depicting an anonymous Confederate soldier was removed Tuesday.
Concrete barriers and fences lined the streets of downtown Winston-Salem Tuesday as crews began to remove this 1905 Confederate monument piece by piece. The unannounced move comes after a brewing legal battle between the city and the statue's owner, the United Daughters of the Confederacy, over who had the authority to take it down and move it elsewhere. The city stated the monument is a public nuisance and ordered it to be removed, a move some are excited about.
It's a taken back feeling because I remember coming down shopping with my mother as a little girl, and we would walk across the street. It was, a heads up. We just didn't even look that way because of what it represents. So this is an awesome day for us, yeah.
They were put up during a time when people of color had no say in this, had no ability to react to these in any way. So we're glad they're coming down. We think that they represent a false history.
While others aren't so happy.
It's total BS. That monument's been there 114 years. It's only been vandalized twice, and that was last year, and I think that was set up to make it get moved. They're saying it's racist. It's not racist. It was put up for Confederate dead that never made it home.
And some just unbothered.
It's not that I'm glad, but I'm okay with it. If it had stayed there another 50 years, it wasn't going to change my feelings about Salem.
Winston-Salem Mayor Alan Joines says the monument will be placed in storage for a few months before it's moved to Salem Cemetery.
That cemetery is pitch black at night. These people want this thing moved. That monument goes to the cemetery. It's not going to stand long.
Here on our campus, people came out in support of women's rights and well-being. CNT reporter Alexis Clinton tells us how they observe International Women's Day.
The International Women's Day event was held in the UC Lounge this week. The event was hosted by several organizations that spoke on women's wellness and self-care. Members of the American Association of College Women performed a skit at the start of the event called Take Action. The act was created to inform students on consent and rape culture. One member of the organization says there is a fine line between an understanding and consent.
No means no, and like if you say anything but no, it means yes. No, it's yes means yes, anything but that means no. And so, I mean, it gets misconstrued a lot, not just by the people who do the raping, but the people who are raped.
Parker says her personal experience made her realize why talking about bad experiences is necessary.
Turn your past into stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. So I say things about this all the time. People still come forward to me and they say something to me, and I feel like if more people come out, feel comfortable reporting this, then maybe we can get our voice out on campus, and then they'll start coming forward and people will start realizing how big of an issue it really is.
A lot of issues regarding the importance of women's physical and mental wellness was also addressed. Student Health Services talked about taking care of your body, while counseling and psychological services took the time to discuss myths related to mental health. Representatives from the Office of Diversity and Inclusion highlighted the opportunities for women in their office. By the end of the event, students learned about all the organizations available to support women.
We're 2-2 with pet adoptions so far. Baxter and Happy are still waiting for homes, but in the meantime, every day is Sunday at the animal shelter.
We're back at the Robeson County Humane Society with Assistant Director Mindy Morris in search of our pet of the week.
And this Mr. Rambunctious thing is Mr. Sunday. Sunday just showed up on the shelter door on a Sunday, hence his name. He is very, very active, curious about everything, as you can see. He's already neutered. He's current on his vaccines. We're thinking he's somewhere around a year old. That's what the veterinarian's guessing. He's leukemia FIV negative, and just very playful.
You can pick up Mr. Sunday by visiting the Robeson County Humane Society's website and filling out an application to become an approved adopter. For Carolina News Today, I'm Carria Pinckney.
The Department of Transportation has safety tips to prepare you for severe weather.
Plus, new technology to help fight identity fraud. Here's more from NCDOT Now.
Welcome to NCDOT Now. I'm Carly Alexic. This week, we're talking about new technology that protects you from identity theft, as well as free motorcycle safety classes. But to start out,
now is the time of year when severe weather occurs, so it's important to make sure you and your family are ready. As part of Severe Weather Preparedness Week, remember these tips to stay safe when driving. Make sure your vehicle headlights are on when using your windshield wipers. It helps other drivers see you, and it's state law. If a tornado approaches while driving, don't seek shelter under a highway overpass. Move into a sturdy building or stay in your car. Bend low and cover your head with your hands, and never try to drive through standing water. A vehicle can be swept away in just 1 foot of water. Additional information on severe weather readiness is available at readync.org.
the North Carolina Division of Motor Vehicles is using new technology to combat identity fraud.
With state-to-state verification, the NCDMV can see if applicants already hold a driver's license or ID card in another state. After a North Carolina driver license or ID card is issued, any out-of-state license or ID will be canceled. If an applicant does not want to cancel the out-of-state license or ID, they will not be issued one in North Carolina. For more information, visit the link shown.
And finally, if you're looking to become a safer and more confident motorcycle rider, you can sign up for a free Rider Skills Day taught by professional police motorcyclists. You can learn more and view upcoming classes online at bikesafenc.com. That's all for this week's edition of NCDOT Now. From all of us here at the North Carolina Department of Transportation, safe travels.
There's a new goat in charge, and he's taking over a tiny Vermont town, one hoof and bleat at a time.
Local government in the town of Fairhaven has never seen anything like this.
They don't teach you this kind of thing in school, right?
Meet Lincoln.
Very friendly, likes a crowd, and enjoys being the center of attention, like any politician.
Chris Stanton's 2-year-old Nubian goat is the town's new pet mayor.
Very proud. Yes, we've never had a politician in the family before.
Yeah, people have gone nuts. I've got a call from Paris yesterday. The French embassy called.
This all started as a fundraiser for a new playground. Residents could submit their pets to be put on the town meeting day ballot for $5 as candidates for mayor.
Well, we just thought it'd be different because a lot of kids had dogs and cats and rabbits, but who's got a goat to put in?
The 16th president's namesake already has a busy agenda.
She's going to be in our parades, in our Memorial Day parade, come to the Apple Fest.
And on Tuesday, dozens observing Lincoln's first official duty, taking a one-of-a-kind oath of office.
I, Lincoln, do solemnly swear.
The new mayor stamping her signature and leaving some work for her colleagues on her way out.
I have a dustpan.
Marking the start of a new chapter for this small town.
Local government doesn't have to be so kind of stuffy and boring, I guess.
All thanks to this kid.
Every year, the National Sleep Federation encourages the country to get their Z's. And this year, they're wanting us to begin with sleep, emphasizing the importance it has on our goals and relationships.
It's National Sleep Awareness Week, where we focus on the importance of getting the sleep you need. And of course, it comes right after the start of daylight saving time, when you lose an hour of it. Each year, the National Sleep Foundation conducts a poll cataloging sleep patterns. This year, it focused on how a regular sleep schedule affects pretty much everything in your life. And surprise, surprise, those who reported a more disciplined sleep schedule said they felt healthier throughout the week. In fact, people who stuck to their bedtime and wake time were able to recover better when they did deviate every now and then. And those who had a more erratic approach to sleep were twice as likely to feel a physical effect when they stray from their pattern. Those individuals were almost 3 times as likely to report emotional effects and feel less motivated. So how much sleep do you really need? According to the National Sleep Federation, it depends on your age. Adults 26 to 64 should get 7 to 9 hours a night, while adults 65 and older need just 7 to 8 hours.
Braves baseball makes a comeback.
And a recruiting scandal tarnishes college athletics.
Ty the sports guy with the details right after this.
Brave Nation, welcome back. I'm Ty the Sports Guy and hope everyone's had a good break. I know our sports teams did. Let's start with baseball going up against number 3 Columbus State. In the first 2 innings, pitcher Tanner Ruth had a rough start, giving up a run in the first inning and then 3 more in the second inning. Ruth bounced back by closing out 4 innings with 0 runs, giving the Braves an opportunity to strike back. In the 4th, 5th, and 7th innings, the Braves were able to rally together a total of 10 runs, while only giving up 1 in the 7th. This push was led by junior star Ethan Bokum, who brought in 4 RBIs. This win gave the Braves their 3rd series win of the season, improving their record to 10-11 and 4-8 in the Peach Belt Conference. Catch them in their next game against Anderson University Friday at 6. After the game, Coach O'Neill praised the team's effort during practices and said there's a lot of pressure in the conference.
The guys have been really practicing hard. Okay, they were into it from the first pitch on Friday to the last pitch today. We got great starting pitching this weekend. Our starting pitching set the tone for us. It gave us a chance to keep going. You know, and that's a crucial factor with it. But you know, as long as they're practicing hard and trying to get better each day, then we're going to be okay. We dug ourselves a major hole. We know our backs are against the wall. And, you know, we're chasing, you know, Peach Belt victories. You know, every weekend we're trying to chase the victories. And, that's a new goal for us of what we're trying to do. I mean, we're trying to make the conference tournament. So in order to make the conference tournament, we got to keep picking off victories and keep building our number to it, because we've put ourselves so far behind the 8 ball with the first 3 series of the year. So that's kind of what the message is to the guys, and they understand it, and they responded positively, to it this weekend.
Braves wrestler Rodney Shepard advanced to the semifinals at the NCAA Division II National Championships after coming away with a pair of 10-5 victories and earning All-American recognition for the 2nd straight year. Shepard says his nerves actually helped him in this performance.
Into the tournament, I was a little bit nervous, but I think that's a good thing rather than to be not nervous. Sometimes those nerves are what help us compete to the best of our abilities, and I just realized that just means you care if you're nervous, and if, like I said, if I didn't feel any nerves, that's usually a bad thing. But once the tournament started and I beat my first opponent, I felt a lot more grounded, like, okay, I'm here. Second and third match were both ones I had to work for, but due to our training and the intensity that we compete at in the room, I was able to come out on top.
Coach Johnson admired the team's season, especially their success in the second half.
We felt like the season was a success as far as developing the guys and getting them to believe and buy into the system. And for the most part, a lot of the guys did that, and it showed at the end of the season. Now, our regular season wasn't as terrific because we had a lot of ups and downs in the guys' performance. Some guys would be hot now, other guys would be cold, and then it was kind of all over the place. And I think towards the end of the year, it really came together when you saw some of the young guys really starting to catch fire at the end of the year there, and then you saw some of the older guys just be consistent like they were throughout the course of the season. So we thought the season was a success, and it's really going to help us, I think, fuel those returners going to next year and this summer to work hard, knowing that, hey, you do the job and the training is going to show on the mat in your performance.
Wake Forest University's head volleyball coach is on administrative leave following his indictment in a massive college admissions cheating scandal. William Ferguson is among 50 people facing charges in the alleged scheme unveiled on Tuesday.
According to the indictment, Ferguson is charged with conspiracy to commit racketeering in a college admission cheating scheme. It details an incident in 2017 where Ferguson received a $100,000 payment to help a female student who had been waitlisted gain admission to the university. And it's alleged he did so by faking her as a recruit for the women's volleyball team. Ferguson is accused of splitting that payment, directing a $10,000 check to the Wake Forest Deacon Club, a $40,000 check to the university's women's volleyball program, and a $50,000 check to a private volleyball camp that Ferguson controlled. Now, according to Ferguson's bio on the university's website, he signed on as the school's head women's volleyball coach in June 2016. Prior to that, Ferguson was the head men's volleyball coach at the University of Southern California. That school is also named in today's indictment. Authorities are calling this the biggest college admissions scam ever prosecuted, and local admissions experts say it's a major blow to the system and students.
I think that for institutions, they're just going to have to provide some reassurance to families that this is an isolated situation, and and that they are being attentive to what has occurred or transpired, and to just build that confidence in families and providing them the necessary tools that they need to know exactly what to do to be able to stand on their, like I said before, on their own merit. So I think it's going to take some time for families to, see past this, but I definitely think that it's something that we can get past as a community.
That's all I had today. I'll catch up with you next week, and maybe we'll have the teleprompting back by then. I'm Ty the Sports Guy. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Ty. We're optimistic about next week. I'm Abigail Brown.
And I'm Emmy Shalua. Thank you for watching.